This is the Redmi K90 Pro Max, and for the first time, Redmi's made a truly well-balanced all-round flagship. No major compromises here. You've got the flagship 8 Elite Gen 5, the same primary sensor as the Xiaomi 17, a periscope lens on a Redmi for the first time, a massive 7560 mAh battery, and even a few unique features you won't find elsewhere. If this is your first time here, or in case you just can't remember, my name's Ash, you're watching C4eTech, and let's get started. This box, it's quite similar to what we've been seeing from Redmi for a couple of years now. This sound by Bose, this is new and very interesting. We'll get to that part in just a minute. And of course, as always, I picked up the base variant, which is 12256. Redmi does offer up to 16 gigs of RAM and up to a terabyte of storage, LPDDR5X and UFS 4.1 respectively, in case you're curious. Opening up the box, the first thing you see is this white Redmi insert. This houses the SIM tool, a leaflet, and a solid colored soft case. Next, we get to the K90 Pro Max itself. I've got the white SKU here, and that was not by choice, because the best looking colorway this time is this denim blue. This one comes with a faux leather back that looks and seemingly feels like denim jeans. It does look really cool, and the initial coverage I've been seeing out of China has been very positive. People seem to love it, though it is slightly heavier and thicker than the other two colors. Oh yeah, there is another color Redmi offers a grey too. Anyways, coming back to the box, next there's a USB Type-A to Type-C cable with orange accents and a 100-watt hypercharger. And by the way, this does support 100-watt PPS, so you can carry one single charger for your laptop and your phone if you want to. Sweet. Next up, there is also support for 50-watt wireless charging, and wait for it, 22.5-watt reverse wireless charging. Given this phone sports that 7560 mAh battery, insane, right? Using that 100-watt charger, you can charge the K90 Pro Max from 0 to 50 in just 21 minutes, with a full charge taking about an hour. Good stuff. Now, despite that high-capacity battery, the thickness is under 8 millimeters and weighs about 220 grams. The build, it's pretty similar to most 2025 flagships: flat front, flat back, metal frame with rounded edges and curved corners. And like with most 2025 flagships with large displays, it's not great from an ergonomic standpoint. One area where the K90 Pro Max differs from most flagships though is with this back. Redmi has chosen to go with fiberglass, and while the finish is matte and is pretty resistant to fingerprints and smudges, it is more prone to picking up scratches than regular glass. Well, at least there's the denim blue if you want a better back material. Now, what Redmi haven't compromised on is the actual hardware. You still get an IR blaster, NFC support, Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.4. The Type-C port to the bottom is USB 3.2 Gen 1 with video out capability. There's a solid ingress protection. The fingerprint scanner is ultrasonic and placed conveniently, and it's the kind where you don't even need to take your finger off, just press and move around to scan your fingerprint. On top of all this, you get solid stereo speakers with an even split of audio channels. And then there is this, a third speaker, especially for the low end, one that makes this a 2.1 setup. Now, I don't know if you'll actually get a feel of it, but just listen to this. The lows are a lot better, right? And the soundstage just feels wider. Now, given Bose has tuned the speakers here, the audio output is excellent. And if you want to tinker around with it, Redmi even offers multiple preset options, and if that's not enough, there's even a custom equalizer they offer. With the display, the panel, it's very similar to the one that we saw on the more expensive Xiaomi 17 Pro Max. This is also a Dragon Crystal glass covered 6.9-inch AMOLED display with a 1.5K resolution. It's got the same superior sub-pixel arrangement that we saw on the more expensive Xiaomi. What has changed here is that the chin is slightly thicker, and the refresh rate, well, it's still 120Hz, it's not dynamic. This is a LTPS panel. It's still high quality, with Redmi claiming 3500 nits for HDR, and it output 1200 nits in our tests. Still plenty bright for usage outdoors. And under low light, there's 2560Hz high frequency PWM dimming in case you're sensitive to OLED flicker. So watching videos, playing games, you're gonna have a great experience here. And that's also because of the chip on the inside, because this phone, it's powered by Qualcomm's latest flagship SoC, the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. And that's the SoC to beat right now, at least on the Android side of things, right? Now, I was not able to test sustained performance because the K90 Pro Max, like some other Xiaomi Redmi devices, it did not let me run 3D Mark. But the games we played did run great, and Redmi have also included their own D2 chip to help with super resolution and frame generation. With the day-to-day HyperOS 3 built atop Android 16, it just ran fine. Now, Xiaomi Skin is not my favorite. To me, it feels a little mundane, a little dated in comparison to the competition. But gotta give it its due, it did run well. It felt very snappy and responsive. Now, moving on to optics, here we have major upgrades. A Redmi flagship with solid optics. Now, that's not a statement I think I've ever said. The primary here is the Light Fusion 950, the same sensor we found on the Xiaomi 17, 1 by 1.31 inches paired with an optically stabilized f1.67 lens. It shoots beautiful images with excellent dynamic range, very good contrast levels. Maybe you could say it's slightly high on saturation, but for the most part it produces excellent results. Even under low light, just see how clean these shots are. The ultrawide is nothing special. It's a 50 megapixel OmniVision sensor, 1 by 2.88 inches paired with an f2.4 lens. In fact, you could even say it's pretty mid. But then there's the telephoto, a 50 megapixel Samsung JN5 paired with an optically stabilized 5x periscope telephoto lens with OIS. Periscope zoom on a Redmi flagship for the first freaking time. And the results very promising. There's also AI Super Zoom here that cleans up high zoom shots of buildings and so on. Now don't get me wrong, this is not going to compete with something like Oppo's Find X9 Pro, but it is still very nice to see Redmi try to provide a well-rounded experience instead of just focus on performance and value for money. Video maxes out at 8K 30 for the primary and 4K 60 for the telephoto. Selfie video caps out at 4K 30, and the selfies themselves were okay, slightly above average, decent skin tones, reasonable detail, acceptable edge detection. Now the K90 Pro Max, it starts at 3999 RMB, meaning the asking price, it's gone up by about 8% since last year. And this is one time I'm not really complaining about it, because Redmi seems to be moving their flagships from just plainly focused on performance to to offering something more balanced, more well-rounded, as evident by the large primary cameras, the periscope lens, support for wireless charging, USB 3.2 Gen 1, a solid IP rating, etc. Basically, the compromises that Redmi usually tended to make, they've avoided here. Now, despite that, it's still competitively priced, and so that means there are some compromises that they had to make, and that's the lack of LTPO or the usage of fiberglass for the back. All that said, the K90 Pro Max, it might still be the most complete flagship Redmi's ever built, and I'm all for it. But what about you? Do you think Redmi's finally nailed that perfect balance? Drop a comment down below, let me know, and as always, thanks for watching. Ash out.